Hello everyone and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hey everybody.
We are back with part 24 of our Spyro Year of the Dragon Let's Play.
Yeah, 24 parts.
Getting closer.
That we are.
I think I saw we were at 57.
Yeah. I think 50. Yeah. That was where we left off. And I saw this in the previous part, but I figured it'd be best to start now than later.
Mm-hmm.
The first
Oh yeah,
round.
this. 12 years.
Very
Circle is straight. Square is lab. Eleanor dodge. Thanks.
Oh, I am going to have my snack.
Good idea.
So excuse the crew. We hope you're doing well. We hope you're staying warm. If the weather is seasonal where you are.
Right. Certainly if you're boiling hot, we hope that you're getting cozy.
Yeah, we hope you're staying
The
cool
first round.
if you're in a place where it's hot.
Yes.
If you're
Very
like on the other
impressive.
side of the equator and it's currently summer for you.
Yep. Definitely if you're in Australia, New Zealand, south of...
I meant, did I say equator? I meant equator.
I'm
Good.
just stretching it out. It's trying to it's okay.
I mean, if you're on the other side of the equator, It was nice that Animal Crossing shoes.
Yeah. I like that too for Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely. We hope you're staying comfortable and enjoying the December.
And revving up for the holidays.
Yep. It can take a lot out of people.
Whether, you celebrate Christmas and you are taking the few weeks you have to prepare for it, or if you're celebrating Hanukkah, which I believe
Yep.
this will be the second night of Hanukkah by the time you watch.
Right, right.
I think.
Yeah.
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 The first round of the annual demo.
So for those of you who celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah.
Yes, happy Hanukkah, and eventually after Christmas, happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Okay, we're not there yet.
No.
We're not even to Christmas.
No. Christmas is way after this.
Yeah. And
Well.
by the time you
That
see
was a
this, we will
fierce
still
battle
be
indeed.
in Italy.
Please accept
Yep.
this prize
We're
for
doing 2
winning
weeks.
first round.
Yes.
Yep.
It'd be nice to do some Hanukkah celebrations. And oh, we have this guy already in Italy as well.
You have to look up where.
You
where
may
the
now
Jewish
enter
borders are.
the championship round. However, this is
And certainly we're going to see some nativity scenes
Yes.
in Naples, I'm sure.
Yes, we are. Messing
Oh.
Definitely. I would
You
love
may
to
now
see
enter.
both nativity scenes and the Hanukkah celebrations.
My,
and
my.
Yes,
Such a
yes,
great-
because I think obviously people talk about the Catholic and Christian
yes, they do.
religious areas in Italy,
Understandable.
and completely. The Vatican City's there. There are a lot of important, elaborate churches there. So
You
I
may
do
now-
understand, and I'm not underplaying that. It was just like I was happy when the tour book I have mentioned Jewish quarters, because a lot of the tour stuff doesn't. And I mean, in this one, it doesn't really highlight a lot of it either. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's Jewish quarters in this neighborhood.
You may now.
And then it's like church. You know, the rest of it. The rest of it.
Way too much.
I think once I've gone to one or two churches, I won't really need to visit them.
Yeah. I think that when we do see an Italian Catholic church, we'll be in all of the beauty, but
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
I'm sure it will be beautiful with stained glass windows and all that.
Yes. I'm not sure, yeah, in comparison to some of the Gothic architecture, I wonder if we'll see more pre-Gothic. I could be wrong on
Well,
that.
here's hoping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably see some.
I think so, yeah. I mean, the famous of the Gothic architecture is like Notre Dame, but that's in France.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that we're not
Going to France.
And I'm not necessarily sure if we'll see the Sistine Chapel. It depends on if we visit Vatican City or not.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, I guess we could, but
The first round of the
We'll
annual
see how
demolition.
we end up planning things.
that's true. That is true, my friend.
I'm not exactly I need to see all the tourist sites person.
Right. In fact, we didn't do that when we went to Japan. Better for it because we got to appreciate and witness more than your average American
Yeah,
tourist.
when we went to really heavily tourist stuff, it was obvious. Like,
Well.
we had the dumb luck of choosing a famous shrine to go to on New Year's.
Yes.
And
You may now.
It was famous, you know, with domestic tourists. So,
Sorry about that.
no, it's fine. We were just like, oh yeah, it'll be cool, we'll go and get our New Year's fortune.
But our
We ended
demo
up-
was shot.
We ended up standing on a bus all the way. Yeah. Where, like, you have no choice but to stand because there's really no room to
You
move
may not-
in the
Right.
bus.
So when the next time we went, I was telling you we don't need to do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, you could literally go to any shrine
Pretty
and get a
much.
New Year's fortune. You don't have to go to one that's famous. Yeah.
Even temples.
Right.
On New Year's.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
You
really
may
your
not-
choice. Besides, there's also the fun things to do on New Year's that we actually got to do the second time around. Like
Yeah.
see the shopping, see more of the city, appreciate that stuff.
Yeah. my thing, when I
You may now.
was in Japan, I enjoyed it when I could kind of just... Well, obviously I'm never going to fully blend in, but, like, I spent some time living over there, and I seemed to enjoy myself more when I was experiencing things that Japanese people experience too.
I love that.
Like, not feeling like I'm just a tourist hitting all the sites.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there was a lot of that too, like going to castles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I had my most fun when I was just exploring or eating at restaurants
Yeah.
or cafes
I
or
love that.
going to karaoke and
I love that.
singing,
Yeah.
or just walking through the 100 yen store, which is the equivalent to our dollar stores.
Yeah, I love that as well. Heck, I really appreciated
Yeah.
experiencing Christmas there.
Yeah, because certainly as a tourist, there's a feeling of separation. And I love the concept of experiencing the culture. Yeah, I don't just want to go and to hit all the places on the bucket list. I mean, there's that too, but it's also I want to learn the culture and the language and
Yeah.
eat the local food. And,
Yeah. I think that both you and I really did well with, 'cause I remember when I was watching a lot of TV, Anthony Bourdain's show, famous saying, be a traveler, not a tourist.
Right.
I think you and I did that very well, independently, back on all three of our trips.
Yeah, and honestly, like, when you're going to a tourist spot, they've purposely chosen that, to highlight.
Yeah.
And I also feel like if it's a really popular tourist spot and it's like super crowded, it kind of defeats the fun.
Yes.
Like, we went to, I went to a village in Shiga Prefecture, so the same prefecture that Nagoya's in, and it was a very, like, secluded place, a village up in the mountains, basically, so very different from the rest of Japan, and a very peaceful atmosphere, but it was made less peaceful because of how high the tourism was there. And like, you want to just take a quiet nature walk, but you can't anywhere without noisy tourists taking pictures. And, the shops were clearly set up to be tourist shops, and it just didn't... It kind of took away from the experience for me.
That's not good.
I mean, because of where it was located, I had to take a bus. Kind of like one of those express buses. And that was, a tourist thing, unfortunately. Because unless you have a car, there's no real way to get up there. The train doesn't go there because it's up in the mountains.
Right.
So it's kind of like I wanted to enjoy the scenery, but at the same time I had the tourists. And there's no real... I don't think there's any modern hotel there. I think they're like traditional inns.
Oh, like the one you did in?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Ryokan.
I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. The ryokan. Yeah, but I'd have to look, but it's like one of the only places in Japan that was car only, which was very interesting.
Right.
But yeah, and mind you, I was probably the only American tourist.
Wow.
I think there was like maybe 2 or 4 Europeans, but other than that, they were like mostly tourists from other parts of Asia and a few Japanese tourists.
Yeah.
So it's not really something that a lot of Americans seem to go to. At least they didn't at the time I was there. It's just... Yeah, because the 2 of the Europeans were from Ireland. Like a mother and daughter group from Ireland. That was pretty cool. And I don't know what country the other 2 were from. I didn't recognize the language they were speaking, but they were Europeans. I could be wrong, but I was assuming they were.
Probably.
Some Chinese people, somebody who's probably from Southeast Asia, a few Japanese people. Yeah. But it was still nice. They have these huts that you don't really see anywhere else in Japan.
Nice.
Yeah. I wanted to go to another village in the mountains, but it was April, guys, but they were still snowed in. Like, based on where this village is located, and I think it's a similar case with Shirakawa-go, which is the village I went to. If they have like a landslide, or like an avalanche with snow, or any kind of like weather phenomena, they can literally be blocked out from the rest of Japan until that clears. And that's basically what happened to Takayama. At that time I wanted to go. I even had reserved, I think, 2 nights there.
Ooh.
And like the morning, like right before I was going to leave to go to Takayama, thank goodness I got this before I left, they said, sorry, we have to cancel your reservation because we had a big snowstorm here and nobody can come in or get out of Takayama right now. Yeah. So I was like, that sucks.
I'm happy they got to you
Yeah.
before you went.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, when I was on a train that very briefly went past a more northern place, I did see there was, like, it was weird. Out of nowhere, there was, like, heavy snow. And then we just passed through and there was no more snow. So we just
That is strange.
we very briefly went into that area, I guess, where they were getting a lot of snow. So, yeah. Because, it's weird. You're like, April, why? But, up in the mountains, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does actually.
I mean, even in Shirakawa-go, even though there was no snow, it felt like it was February again. While I was there.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to bring my winter coat.
That is definitely something to keep in mind if you're ever
Yes. Yeah, never assume that all of Japan will be the same climate or same temperature. I feel like the danger of a lot of people comparing Japan to the state of California size-wise is that people get the impression Japan is small, which first of all is silly because California is huge, and second of all, Japan is more spread out than California, I feel like.
Oh yeah, definitely more spread out because it's the 4 core islands plus the smaller islands surrounding Japan.
So I think because of that assumption, they're kind of like, well, the weather is going to be the same everywhere. Where definitely not.
Definitely not the case.
Yeah. That's why, technically, if you planned it out, you could literally travel and see cherry blossoms blooming for a few months, because due to the climate, they bloom earlier in the south. So if you started in Okinawa, I believe I heard they said sometimes late February is when they get blossoms, cherry blossoms. The usual for a lot of Japan is like late March, early April. But it happens earlier, like in southern Japan, southern and western. So technically, if you started at Okinawa and traveled all the way to Hokkaido, you could go from like February to May and have cherry blossoms blooming everywhere you go if you plan it right. So just to give you an idea of how, yes, the temperatures and climates are different in different parts of Japan.
Oh yeah.
Now, sadly, I don't have that kind of money or time to do that. It would be really cool to do that one day. Unfortunately, with Okinawa, you need to do a flight. There is no train that goes to Okinawa yet.
No.
We now have a train that goes up to Hokkaido, which is really cool. But they haven't done that for Okinawa yet.
Yes.
And pretty much, when I was in Okinawa, the monorail was like the major train thing. They don't really have as much of a train system as the rest of Japan. Yeah, so Okinawa is definitely a lot more not car friendly, but like cars are more widely used.
Car nation.
Yes.
Because it's Okinawa is very much
just never got the public train network set up the way the rest of Japan did.
Yeah, I think its size played against it.
Yeah, size, geography, the fact that Japan itself does not fund Okinawa very well. They're a bit of an afterthought. Yeah, so that came into play as well. And the fact that there are American military bases there probably also played a factor.
Good. We got all 6 eggs in the level. So that brings us to 12.
We're at 88.
Yep. So yeah, there's that factor too that goes into Okinawa's situation. I was also reading something that makes me concerned about Hokkaido's rail network.
What was that?
Well, that a lot of it wasn't as heavily used local rail networks as opposed to regional stuff that connects to the big cities. And
Oh, okay, yeah.
because I thought I read something about one rail line that was predominantly still operated, so just so that this one young lady could finish her high school education.
What? Why was this woman so important?
Because that was the primary way she got to school, I think is what it was implied.
You're confusing me. Why is her finishing school keep the network running?
Well, there's one line going.
Why? Why that one person? That's very much not a Japanese thing. To bend over backwards for one person. I don't understand. You'll need to reread that article, I'm guessing, to let me know.
I was under the impression it was because that was the quickest way she had to get to.
If you said for all the high school students, that would make no sense. But why this one person?
I was under the impression that it would have been unfair to close the line down and cut her off from the school that she went to.
But why does just that one person keep the line running? I don't think you understand my question.
Well, I thought I was explaining, but apparently not.
It just doesn't make much sense to keep it running for one person. But anyway, never mind. It just makes zero sense to me, that logic. Because of how...
Group-oriented.
Yes. So unless the high school student is like the daughter of the prime minister, it makes no sense why one person they would keep the line going for. I mean, I could believe for all of the high school students.
Right.
But you're saying the article is saying this one high school girl
Is keeping it
yeah, which makes no sense.
running. I think, if I remember correctly, it was, but
Well, that's probably a failure on the article, because that does not make any sense to me. But anyway. Yeah, so... less populated areas do kind of have not as good train service in Japan. Like, I noticed that in Shikoku there are a little more used cars when it's not a major city in the Shikoku Island. So, yeah, I could see that being a little bit of an issue in Hokkaido as well. Makes sense. Sorry, it just didn't it seemed a bit logic failed to me. But anyway.
well, I apologize that I can't seem to explain and express what it was conveying, which was that
No, I think you're expressing it. I'm just expressing that what it's saying doesn't make sense. I don't even think a place in America would keep a whole line running for one person.
that would be rare
Just
in this country.
the amount of people have to be working to keep a train line running.
Considering companies that run the suburbs more than trying to uproot everyone and relocate them to the suburbs, regardless of care, yes.
But anyway, we're actually out of time,
Yes.
so I'm sorry. I hope we didn't drive you crazy with that thing. Anyway, thank you guys.
Currently at 89, so we're down to
Yeah, slow and steady progress. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.
Yes.